campus of Bowling Green High School. It is Championship Monday here at the Mid-South Conference Tournament. Ladies first coming up here at 5:30 Central as we're going to have the Campbellsville Tigers taking on the Georgetown Tigers. It's an all-Tiger showdown in our women's championship. And, of course, the men's championship will follow at 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. It'll be the number 1 seed, the Thomas More Saints, also taking on the Georgetown Tigers. So it will be a Georgetown day. Can they leave tonight with 2 championships here at Bowling Green High School? Matt Sexton with you. Nate Metz will be joining me up here on the mezzanine lever, and of course he'll have the call of the men's championship a little bit later on, but we are waiting for Nate Metz. Looks like he's got his first interview. We're going to throw it down to Nate Metz with Ginger High-Colvin, the head coach of Campbellsville, with a preview of today's game. Let's throw it down. Once Nate is ready to go, we will throw it down to Nate Metz on the floor. Nate?
All right, thanks, Matt. I'm here with Coach Ginger High-Colvin, making it back to the championship game here in Bowling Green. Just talk about the emotions and what this day means to you and your team.
Well, obviously it's the same. You know, you get nervous when you're coming in, and you're really proud of your team because our conference is incredibly tough. And to make it to this point is, you know, you've not won an easy opening round and an easy second round game. You've battled 2 tough teams to get here. And so it makes it even that much more important, and it makes you even that much more proud of your kids for what they've come through and done.
And when you played Georgetown this year, defense obviously was key for you, while holding their hot shooters to not very much success. Is that going to be the key again today?
Well, we hope so. You know, we hope they don't get hot. They shoot it well and they penetrate well too. They do just a little bit of everything. Their transition is great, so we've got to make sure we get out and stop transition. But they're pretty much the total package, so we've got our hands full.
Best of luck, Coach. Thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It's Ginger High-Colvin. Matt, we'll send it back up to you. This is certainly going to be a fun one.
Thank you, Dave Metz, and we will get ready shortly to have a second pregame interview. We're going to talk with Jeff Nickel in just a couple of minutes. Of course, how these 2 teams get here, the number 2 seed Campbellsville, they opened in the quarterfinal round by defeating Freed Hardeman 69-58, and then yesterday in the semifinals defeated University of the Cumberlands, pulling away late for an 85-71 win. As for Georgetown, also started in the quarterfinals. They beat Bethel 63-59, and then they took out Lindsey Wilson 66-56 to advance to the finals. And Nate Metz has Jeff Nickel at courtside.
Coach, back in the championship game with a different team. Just talk about the emotions for today.
Just proud of the kids. Worked really, really hard, you know, for the last 10 months to get to this point. So, you know, it's really about them.
And any adjustments offensively? It was a struggle last time against Campbellsville. What's going to get you guys going today?
Game of quarters, game of runs. We let some stuff get away from us in the third quarter, last minute or 2. Pretty close game both times, but it's about runs. You got to play for 40 minutes, so we got to play for 40 today.
Best of luck, Coach. Thanks.
Appreciate it.
That's Coach Jeff Nickel, no stranger to this moment, looking for another championship game, just with a different team, this time with the Georgetown Tigers. Back to you, Matt. Let's get this game going.
Thank you, Nate Metz, and we're just about ready to do just that as the teams have completed their warm-ups. And in just a moment, we're going to have the national anthem and then the starting lineups, and it's a great crowd already filing in. I think we're going to have a fantastic atmosphere for basketball today here at the Studel Financial Arena. Before we get to introducing the starting lineups, we will step aside for a quick break. You're watching the Women's Basketball Championships on the Mid-South Sports Network.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden ring. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need. Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Honey?
Yeah?
Can you go to the store and get some ground beef?
Sure.
Hey, that's a lot of bags.
I figured while I was out, I would get groceries for the whole week.
Ground beef included in that?
Crossroads IGA has everything you need in one convenient location. Crossroads IGA, a fresh way to shop.
Graves Gilbert Clinic and Western Kentucky Orthopedic and Neurosurgical Associates, two organizations coming together as one team to provide the best sports medicine care for South Central Kentucky. Local physicians caring for athletes of all ages, from youth sports to weekend warriors to college and professional athletics. Our physicians can get you back in action. When an injury sidelines your favorite athlete, we offer the same expert care that's provided to professional and Division I college athletes. Call today to get you back in action sooner.
Wendy's famous 4 for $4 welcomes the return of the double stack. Then all its fresh, never frozen beef glory. Get it with nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $4. Order ahead in the Wendy's app.
We are back at the Studo Financial Arena. It is the championship game of the Mid-South Conference Women's Basketball Championships. And the starting lineups being introduced right now. First, the Georgetown Tigers, the visiting team today, dressed in their black uniforms with the white and orange trim. It is Grace White starting at one guard. The 5'9" senior transfer, formerly from Northern Kentucky University. Sophie Smith, 5'7" freshman guard from Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, Anderson County High School. Jasmine Elston, second team All Mid-South Conference this season. The 5'7" senior from Rossville, Georgia. Madison Darnell, honorable mention All Mid-South Conference, the 5'11" senior forward from Russell, Kentucky. And Callie Jackson, the honorable mention All Mid-South Conference, 5'11" freshman from Mayfield, Kentucky. Nate Metz, what's Georgetown, how they feeling? What are they going to have to do here to kind of flip the script today?
Don't let the moment get too big. Obviously, it's a championship day. Georgetown, these girls at least aren't used to this spotlight. Coach Nickel is, and I know he's got his team ready to take on the other Tigers in Campbellsville. One thing I want to see is get them moving the ball around the perimeter, finding the open shooters. Sophie Smith cannot be the only one to knock down threes in this game. The former Bearcat from Anderson County did a good job the last time to knock down 2 of her threes, but no one else hit a shot. Also, can Jasmine Elston get going in transition? We saw her decimate a few teams on her way to this moment. Can she get up and down in transition and burn the Tiger defense? Not going to be easy to do.
Campbellsville Tigers, the home team today in more ways than one. They've got the big support crowd, certainly maybe 2 times the amount of people from Campbellsville here to watch their Tigers today. The starters, Bailey Pettigo, the 5'7" junior from Glasgow, Kentucky. Lauren Lee, the 5'7" junior guard from Liberty, Kentucky. Lexi Lake, second team All Mid-South Conference. Forgot to mention Lauren Lee was first team All Mid-South Conference. Lexi Lake, 5'6" grad student from Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Ashley McGeorge, 6-foot senior from Tompkinsville, Kentucky. And Courtney Pritchett, another first team Mid-South Conference member. 5'8" redshirt junior from Byrdstown, Tennessee, Pickett County High School. This team is really, really good. They don't just want to win today. They've got their eyes on the national tournament. What do you see out of the Campbellsville Tigers?
They're going to run fast. They're going to cause Georgetown to turn the ball over. They're going to get back to Campbellsville Tiger basketball, and it's all about to begin right now.
You're ready to go. The women's championship is underway. It's the Georgetown Tigers that have won the opening tap, and we are underway from Bowling Green High School. It'll be Grace White. Works it up top for Madison Darnell. Chance for an early 3 from the left side. That is no good for Sophie Smith. Battle for the rebound. Guess who? Ashley McGeorge.
Nice job by McGeorge, getting low to the ground and picking up that rebound before Jackson could get her hands on it.
Georgetown was able to keep McGeorge off the boards to some degree in those first 2 meetings, but unfortunately there were other stats that didn't go their way in those 2, and that's why Campbellsville was able to pick up a couple of relatively easy wins in those 2 previous meetings.
She's been moving like a tremendous machine as of late. Can they get her going with the pick and roll here?
And Grace White able to get a hand in there, and it's going to go out of bounds. And they're going to say it is Georgetown ball, or excuse me, Campbellsville ball, but I think they just pointed the wrong direction. The top official going over and correcting herself and saying it was off of McGeorge, it will go to Georgetown.
Yeah, good job by the official. I know the moment's getting bigger, but just taking his time, changing the call, admitting he was wrong. That's a good move by the ref.
Let's see, Campbellsville wouldn't have had a whole lot to work with even if they would have got the ball back. Shot clock had expired, but I think they would have probably put a second back on. Here's Grace White. White drives inside the lane, kicks it back out to Sophie Smith. Swings it over. Jasmine Elston trying to get going early. Hits the front of the rim, no good. Battle for the rebound. Pinballs around, and Courtney Pritchett has it.
I like the effort by Callie Jackson, though. Going for the board, trying to get both hands on it. Again, just couldn't quite bring it in for the offensive. I'm still liking the effort by Georgetown early.
for the first points of this championship game. A minute and a half in. Pritchett will put it on the floor. Swinging out to Lauren Lee. Lee down the lane. Spin move. Kicks it back out. Pritchett will take the 17-footer and knock it down.
Courtney Pritchett, one of the most accurate shooters in the Mid-South Conference. Ooh, is Sophie Smith a little gingerly hopping around. She may have to exit. A.J. Stevenson looking to check in, but still, Courtney Pritchett, a wonderful shooter. You cannot give her that much room anywhere inside the arc. And even outside the arc, she will knock it down. She is a seasoned veteran for this Campbellsville team and really the lifeblood of the Tigers.
Smith will go back with the training staff and make sure she's okay. Of course, she didn't want to come out of the game, but they're going to make sure she's all right. And as mentioned, A.J. Stevenson in her place. 2-0 lead for Campbellsville in this championship game. Putting the ball on the floor is Darnell, and going to be fouled on the play. And Madison Darnell will shoot our first 2 free throws of the championship game.
Now, Madison Darnell over the last couple of years has been good, not necessarily great. It maybe took a little bit more to unlock her true potential. Coach Nickel has done that and unleashed her on the whole Mid-South. She is playing more aggressive than she ever has, both on offense and defense. And here it's earning her a trip at the line. 2,294
points in her high school career at Russell High School in Russell, Kentucky. Finished just 200 points shy of the all-time leading scorer in school history. Had 18 points and 9 rebounds in 27 minutes against Lindsey Wilson, and knocks down 2 free throws to tie us up at 2 with 8:09 left here in the first. Pushing it up is Lauren Lee. Hand off there to Lexi Lake. Swing it into the corner, looking inside for McGeorge. So far, doing a pretty good job keeping her occupied. Skip pass comes back. Lee thought about the shot. We'll get it back from Pritchett with 12 on the timer, then find some room to drive inside. Grace White cuts her off. McGeorge goes to work right in the middle of the lane. 5 on the timer. Pedigo going to have to hurry, going to take the mid-range jumper and knock it down.
10 different passes on that offensive possession. That is an average of 1 every 3 seconds. Incredible movement by Campbellsville, finding the open space. Doesn't matter how long it takes, as long as they get the high percentage shot.
Also a good defensive series for Georgetown, forcing them late in the shot clock, as that mid-range jumper is no good for Callie Jackson. And another rebound for McGeorge. Quickly the other way, Lee gets in the lane and spins back out. Pritchett will step behind the arc. Pritchett now works inside for McGeorge, but forced away from the basket. Pritchett getting the offensive rebound. Bailey Pedigo will hand it to Pritchett for 3. She's got it.
Courtney Pritchett has been in this game before. She knows what it takes to win a conference championship game. And how about the start for her? 5 of the 7 points.
43.9% from three-point range this season is Pritchett. And Jasmine Elston now will go to work. The floater off the glass is too strong. And McGeorge the rebound. Campbellsville Tigers looking to run. Lexi Lake can't get the 3 to go, and Elston there with the rebound.
I like the choice in transition. She'll hit those more often than not. And really, in that big moment, as Callie Jackson can't hold on to it and turns it over for Georgetown. Again, I like taking the chance because you can really put pressure on a team out of the gate. Just, 3.5 minutes in?
Georgetown 0 for 4 from the floor so far, so off to a bit of a slow start shooting. Campbellsville 3 of 5 so far. And a 7-2 lead. Bailey Pedigo using the high ball screen. We'll hand it off to Lauren Lee. Lee thought about taking the shot. Now she'll work it inside. There's McGeorge. Can't get it to go.
Ashley McGeorge has not had nearly as much of a tough matchup in the first 2 games that she will get today, as that's a nice move by Darnell. Granted, she's taken on tough opponents before in the post, but she hasn't taken on maybe as wide or deep of a team in the post as Georgetown, where you've got Darnell in the starting lineup. You've also got Lane Versailles, who can come off the bench. A lot of depth in the low post. It's not going to make it easy on Ashley McGeorge all game long.
You mentioned McGeorge only had 5 rebounds in the last meeting against Georgetown and only 6 in the first meeting, so they've done a pretty good job of keeping her off the glass. Not too many teams can say the same this season, as the first free throw is missed by Madison Darnell. One more upcoming for the 65% shooter from the free throw line. That one is good. 3 free throws so far for the Georgetown Tigers. They trail 7-3 as we have played 4 minutes here in Bowling Green. Lauren Lee to Bailey Pedigo. Sarah Sutton checked into the game at the last break.
And she's hit some big threes in this tournament so far. Can Sutton get going again?
Lexi Lake to Pedigo. There's Sarah Sutton making her first appearance in this championship game. Lauren Lee takes the handoff, down to 9 on the timer. Up top for Sutton, swings it over to Lake. Now inside to McGeorge. She goes to work. Contact. Offensive foul.
Jackson's been begging for that all season long, all tournament long. She gets the call when it matters most. Hopefully she can keep that up. You know, you hate to take that big hit and not get the charge called. She's doing a fine job. Couple turnovers, but maybe making up for it defensively there.
Already 3 fouls on Campbellsville here in this championship game. That's a little bit unusual. These are two teams that do not foul very much. Three-pointer from the corner is left short that time by Stevenson.
Coach Rick Reeves would love those fouls that have been called yesterday, but no dice.
Lauren Lee with a tough shot, and she hits the floor, and she will go to the free throw line for a pair of free throws.
Lauren Lee on the year, again, as you mentioned at the beginning of this show, Matt, first team all-conference, and she kind of does it all for this Campbellsville squad. 83% from the free throw line, a great distributor of the basketball, and maybe one of the best in the whole NAIA. Now getting a chance to knock down a couple of free throws. She hit some big free throws yesterday against the Patriots at the very end of the half that boosted the Tigers really into the locker room and beyond. She's a leader both on and off the court.
Both teams shuffling some new personnel into the game. Of course, Campbellsville known for its depth, able to go 10 or 11 deep. Lead to the free throw line. First one is no good. Surprise for Lee, 82.3% on the season, averaging just shy of 9 points a game. And 4 points and 6 assists in 33 minutes against the University of the Cumberlands yesterday. Second one is good for Lauren Lee. It's an 8-3 lead for Campbellsville. We approach the halfway point of quarter number one. Grace White looks inside, nothing there. Waiting for some help, finally finding Sophie Smith. Getting it inside. Lanversite, great pass down low, and Grace White able to finish.
The NCAA Division I connection there between Lanversite and White, two experienced ball players getting to flourish when the lights are shining brightest.
Former Tennessee Martin player finding the former Northern Kentucky Norse for the bucket. The first field goal for the Tigers of Georgetown. That one not able to find its home. And a quick rebound by Darnell. Stevenson has to circle back around. Grace White, second opportunity will get into Smith. Now working down low, triple team comes. The step through, can't get the roll for Darnell. Offensive rebound, another chance for Georgetown.
Good job by Lanversite, not getting the rebound, but still able to swat it to her teammate to get a second try.
Stevenson not able to connect from long range, and Campbellsville will look to run. Top of the key, three-pointer, a little strong that time for Sutton. Pushing the other way. Good pace to this one early on. No surprise as Grace White knocks down the triple.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many different players for Georgetown, when they're going to that low post and really focusing on getting a couple of bigs in there like Lanversite and Darnell, how much they like running up and down the court. But in that case, Grace White finding the nice touch and tying this ball game up.
Georgetown was 2 of 19 from three-point range in the last meeting against Campbellsville. Already much better today at 1 for 5, and it's a tie ball game. 3:30 to go in this opening quarter. Up top for Shyla Calvert. She will try to answer, and she does.
Shyla Calvert, 34%. She hasn't been great for this tournament, but she certainly has shown that she can hit that shot.
Calvert, the grad student from Bardstown, Kentucky. Putting Campbellsville back up 11-8. Now Grace White looks to turn the corner. Back to Darnell at the free throw line. Smith will dribble into the lane and then dribble out of the lane with 10 on the timer. 3 minutes left in this first quarter. Lanversite putting it on the floor and then hitting the floor. Somehow keeping possession, only 4 on the timer. Grace White, can she knock down a second? Nope, not this time. Offensive rebound put back up and in by A.J. Stevenson.
True mismatch. Stevenson, I know she can hit a lot of threes, but she can also rebound the basketball occasionally, especially over the smaller Calvert. Huge mismatch, and Georgetown capitalizing.
5'10" guard averaging about 3 rebounds a game, almost 10 points a game as well. 1-point game. Quickly the other end, and the finish for Caitlin Wilkes.
The most accurate shooter in the Mid-South Conference at 59% from the floor.
Another transfer, spent 2 years at Trevecca Nazarene before making her way to Campbellsville. 3 from the corner for Smith is no good, and that time Wilkes grabbing the rebound. Quickly Lee to the other end, drawing the contact, won't crawl over the rim, but she will go to the line. But first, we will have our first media timeout of this championship Monday. Campbellsville and Georgetown, a great pace to this first quarter. It's Campbellsville leading 13-10 on the Mid-South Sports Network.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden ring. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Back at the Studel Financial Arena, first media timeout come and gone. 2 minutes left. 2:10 left, I should say, in this first quarter. 13-10, Nate Metz, what stands out to you so far?
Three-point shooting for Georgetown has been about as bad as it was in their last matchup. Right now, 1 for 7. They were 1 for 5, and you were thinking maybe they're going to be getting over the hump. Not quite the case. Right now, 3 of 12 from the field. Just got to start cutting inside. They've got enough posts on the floor. When they were going Landversite and Darnell, or Jackson and Darnell, like in this situation, you've got to use that to your advantage, that little twin tower action. Didn't see a lot of that, saw a lot of shots outside that were contested well enough by Campbellsville. See if the Tigers in Georgetown can get inside, get penetration, get to the rack.
Jeff Nickel definitely delivering a message during that timeout. His face is quite red, and he was definitely, I wouldn't even say angry as much as just getting his point across. That something about the way that first 8-minute segment went is not to his liking.
Now, he mentioned that winning the quarter is so important, just winning quarter by quarter, taking it bit by bit. And so far, they have not been able to do it. And then a double dribble for Sophie Smith. Things continue to mount up for Georgetown. Got to tighten the screws, got to clean it up. They still got 2:03 to win this quarter. No need to freak out yet. Although I do know that Coach Nickel, he is certainly one to let his voice be heard throughout this gym.
Only 2 turnovers aside for a pretty good pace first quarter, so nothing too concerning, although an unforced turnover like that one certainly will not make Jeff Nickel happy. That's a great catch on a tough pass, and Caitlin Wilkes able to finish again.
Like a tight end, enjoying the contact, going through the defender and scoring sweetly.
Quickly the other end. Jackson goes to work, but she's too strong. Bailey Pettigo the rebound. Pettigo will look to push. Sutton, that's a little bit too far out of her range.
Even for her.
Even for her. If she was really feeling it, she might have taken it, but decided to give it up and set the offense up. Turning the corner, Calbert to the other end, high off the glass, too strong. And then a pileup underneath the basket. It'll be a held ball. It will stay with Campbellsville. But only 6 on the timer as that shot went all the way across the rim without hitting it.
Yeah, I don't like the shot selection by Calbert, rushing in, going up against a taller defender without good positioning. Just not liking that take. They're going to need to find something here in the next 6 seconds, and maybe it's Ashley McGeorge as she's now checked in.
Good round of applause for Wilkes as she comes out. McGeorge, who just checks in, lays it in.
Nice move by McGeorge, able to slip by the defender. And when she's got just an inch of space in front of her, she certainly is liable to score.
Campbellsville stretching that lead out, up by 8 as we approach the final minute of the opening quarter. As that jumper no good as well. And Jackson not able to hit, and quickly Campbellsville the other way. And he got away with a walk. I think they're going to turn it over anyway as she kind of slid to a stop inside the lane. But in the end, it worked out for Georgetown as they'll get the ball with 54.9 left in the first.
Yeah, on the other end for Georgetown offensively, Callie Jackson, I think she just needs to see one go in. One of the more accurate shooters from the floor in the Mid-South Conference. Maybe it's just going to take one shot to go in for her to start getting that confidence back, to throw some points on the board for the Georgetown Tigers.
Again, it's a championship game. The pressure is on. These 2 teams have played in big games, but every time you play in one, you still got to get through those nerves of having a chance to win a Mid-South Conference championship. Great pass, and Jackson, that time able to finish.
Talk about threading the needle, going through the arms of the defender. And Jackson, now she's seen one go in. Let's see if she continue that success.
That pass hadn't been thrown 100 mile an hour. It would not have gotten to Jackson. That was A great hard pass, a great catch, and a good finish.
I left my radar gun in Cincinnati, so I couldn't tell you exactly how fast it was, but 100 miles an hour is not a bad guess.
Lauren Lee. About 3 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. Lee will go in the lane, put the spin cycle on, and hit the mid-range jumper.
Defense not nearly tight enough. Good job by using that spin move to create a little space.
Grace White at the end of the quarter for 3, and that one way too strong. And we have finished one quarter in this Mid-South Conference Women's Championship game. And it's the number 2 seed, Campbellsville, after one quarter with a 20-12 lead over Georgetown here on the Mid-South Sports Network.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden rings. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
One quarter in the books in this women's championship game, the Mid-South Conference Championship at the Stuttle Financial Arena. And it is Campbellsville with a 20-12 lead after one quarter. Nate Metz, what did you see in quarter number 1?
Again, cold shooting for Georgetown has been a big part of that. And you can credit the defense from Campbellsville for making Georgetown a little uncomfortable in this situation. 4 of 16 from the floor ain't going to do it. 1 of 8 from downtown. They did hit 3 of their 4 free throws thanks to Madison Darnell, but I'm not liking the offensive work for Georgetown. Loving the defense by Campbellsville, and right now Campbellsville also getting to the rack. They're scoring from the low post, 8 of 14 from the floor.
It's hard to count on those free throws when you're playing a team that is 11th in the NAIA and fewest fouls committed a game at 12.9. You're asking a lot to expect to get a lot of free throws. There's a great spin move in the lane and the roll for Jasmine Elston.
Yeah, she needed that one to go, Matt. We were talking before this game began about the struggle she had against Campbellsville the last time, going 2 for 15 from the floor. Maybe that's a nice start here in this second quarter.
6-point lead for Campbellsville. Bailey Pettigo using the McGeorge screen. Swing it over. It's Faith Lake into the game now. Lake all the way across to the reverse, but too strong. There's McGeorge, the offensive board, and the stick back.
Ashley McGeorge, one of the best players in the whole conference, somehow not making it onto one of the all-conference teams as she disrupts that pass, just truly taking over the post in this ball game.
And there getting the friendly roll was Madison Darnell.
Good work by Darnell using the reverse layup. She's done that 100 times. She's confident in that shot.
I mean, I know you can't put everybody on the conference teams as Bailey Pettigo with a long 2 knocks it down. But, you know, it's hard to argue when teams are as good as these two teams are that, you know, maybe there should be some more. I mean, Georgetown, I don't believe, had anybody on the first team, which is shocking for a team as good as they are. But again,
and again, maybe it's, you know, they went 3 and 13 last year in the, you know, in the Mid-South. I don't know. I'm just so impressed with the turnaround that Coach Nickel has had as Grace White knocks down the long 2 from the baseline. I'm just so impressed again with the turnaround of the Georgetown Tigers. Coach Jeff Nickel certainly should be getting some sort of Coach of the Year recognition in the NAIA for this just incredible flourish that he and the Tigers, most of which these girls were all on the team last year. It's not like he got in all of these new players to change the game and change the culture in Georgetown.
And a great lob pass and a hold going to be called as McGeorge was going to score, and maybe not a bad foul by Callie Jackson.
That's just Jackson's first foul of the game. No issues there. Looking at foul trouble, Matt. The only one in foul trouble on either side, Courtney Pritchett. Seems like every game she gets into foul trouble early, and I'm sure Coach Ginger Heikoven not too pleased with that, considering the importance of Courtney Pritchett, but no one else with more than one.
Great pass on the entry and a quick foul just like that. And it'll be Faith Lake to the free throw line for a pair of free throws.
The Lakes are great at free throws. Faith Lake, the better one out of the two, 84% free throw shooter on the year. has shot less than her sister in Lexi Lake. Shoots 75%, but either way, you know Lake's going to the line. Pretty good chance it's going in.
These are two teams that make a lot of free throws. You have Campbellsville that is 15th in the NAIA with 15.8 made free throws a game. Georgetown is 11th in the NAIA at 16 made free throws a game. But again, that's tough against a team like Campbellsville, especially that doesn't commit many fouls, to count on all those free throws.
And Jasmine Elston was a big part of going to the line. Can she get going from the charity stripe?
Darnell, triple team comes, great pass to Grace White down low, basket and a foul, Grace White.
And Grace White, how many different categories can she be in the top 10 of in this Mid-South Conference? Surprisingly, not in points per game, but she is still top 20, so that's pretty darn good, averaging about 11 per. And just having the strength. She's not necessarily the most physically imposing, but she's long and she has great body control. And there she is able to at least get a chance to complete the three-point play. Just didn't hit the free throw.
She spent parts of 3 seasons in Highland Heights, Kentucky for the Northern Kentucky Norse, including 24 starts her freshman year back in 2017-2018, and now finds herself in Georgetown. And certainly a big piece of this Tiger team. Lead is down to 5 for Campbellsville with 7:25 left in the second as Lauren Lee will look to spin again. And a great pass down low, and Wilkes able to finish.
Court vision amongst the trees, able to find Wilkes wide open on the low block. Someone's got a key in on her.
Lead back up to 7. Elston, there's White down low again. Double team comes as Pedigo comes to help out. Lob pass back out to Elston. Boy, White was open in the corner there, and they missed her. Smith will drive inside. Looked like she might have got away with something there as well. The Campbellsville faithful, and they have traveled in big numbers, certainly. We're trying to help out the officiating crew. Only 3 on the timer. Grace White, top of the key for 3, left it short. Race for the ball. It'll be Smith getting there first.
Good job by Smith. Being physical, not fouling, but being physical to get that offensive board.
Here's Darnell, double spin move, kicks it back out. Elston will try the triple right side. It rims out. And this time Bailey Pedigo winning the race to the basketball.
I like the 3 by Elston. She caught it in rhythm, just couldn't connect. Maybe that'll go in if she gets a couple more looks.
Campbellsville up by 7 with the ball. Lexi Lake. Handoff there to Lauren Lee. Double screen there for Lee. Now Wilkes coming off that screen. And the lob pass too high for Lexi Lake to be able to handle.
Well, Wilkes not necessarily known for being a great distributor of the basketball, averaging 0.1 assists per game. So not surprised she didn't have the feathery touch on that pass, but still a power down low that will more often than not do something good for your team.
Just 4 assists on the season for Caitlin Wilkes. That's what 0.1 a game will get you. 8.4 points and 3.7 rebounds a game. Certainly, to her credit, she's had a very good season.
But 59% from the floor and then 74% from the line for a post. I'll take that.
Darnell not able to finish. 1 and out this time again for Georgetown. Line change for Campbellsville at the last break. Lauren Lee still out there. 4 new teammates with her. Calvert swings it into the corner. 2 dribbles for Maddie Boyle. Boyle will get it back. She'll line up the triple left side and knock it down.
Not terrible defense by Stevenson, but she's got to get a little bit closer and put that hand up in the face of Boyle, or she certainly will make it pay. A little luck of the Irish for the Campbellsville Tigers.
33% from three-point range, and now the lead up to 10, and the travel going to be against A.J. Stevenson.
Turnovers an issue for this Georgetown team. They have been really all season long. And in the tournament, they've been able to get away with it because they've been able to make it tough defensively for the other teams, too. Right now, though, Campbellsville leading the way through 1.5.
Georgetown averaging almost 17 turnovers a game. Only 3 so far today. But the margin for error against this Campbellsville team is so narrow. Probably wouldn't take 17 for it to be a real problem. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, a 10-point lead as Lee goes to work. Lauren Lee across the McGeorge screen, then the fadeaway just fades away from the basket. And Sophie Smith the rebound. Smith, they were trying to tell her somebody was coming from behind. It was Calvert. She was able to harass her just enough to force the turnover.
Good movement by Calvert, just striking with the right hand like a lightweight boxer, striking with the jab and knocking the ball away.
Ball poked free for a moment.
And that's
by
a risky
Lexi
move,
Stapleton.
right?
Yes.
That's a risky move because you easily could get called for a reach in.
Boyle not able to hit, but McGeorge another rebound. The reverse can't get it to go. But Ashley McGeorge will go to the free throw line when we come back to the Studel Financial Arena. It's been a strong start for Campbellsville. They lead by 10 over Georgetown with 4:16 left here in the Mid-South Sports Network.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden rings. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
4:16 remaining in the second quarter of this women's championship game here at the Mid-South Conference. So great the week we have spent here in Bowling Green, and this tournament has been wonderful as always. It's been a lot of fun joining you down here for this for the first time, and you see just some of the highest level basketball being played, and two really good teams on hand here. We'll have two really good men's teams coming up a little bit later on as Thomas More will take on Georgetown. It's a great culmination of what has been a fantastic weekend of basketball.
A lot of great basketball being played in the Commonwealth of Kentucky, and all Kentucky teams making it to this championship Monday in Bowling Green. Georgetown gets the double dip, obviously, with both the men and women's side, but like you were saying, great coaches, great players, just great basketball at the NAIA level. And, you know, being someone who, A, at one point was an NAIA athlete, and B, has been working in NAIA athletics for quite some time, I've seen kind of the whole spectrum, right, of some kind of not so good NAIA teams, some really good NAIA teams. This is the cream of the crop.
And George splits the two free throws. It's an 11-point game. Grace White going to keep trying to fuel the Georgetown offense. Her shot is off the mark, and it's knocked out of bounds. It will go back over to Campbellsville.
Resilient defense by Campbellsville. Again, they're just playing their game. This is Campbellsville ball. Although I will say, and I've said it before on these broadcasts, that this is not maybe as much of a frantic defensive team as Campbellsville has been in the past. They've been a little more calm. They've been allowing the defense, or offense, I should say, to come to them and run better, tighter half-court defenses. Lauren Lee able to get it done through the contact. But, again, it's obviously working for the Tigers, and we'll see if Ginger High-Colvin can keep that going with her squad.
They're a team that doesn't necessarily have to get out and press. They are much more of a lockdown, half-court defensive team. Once they get you in the half-court, that's when they squeeze the vice, if you will. Elston really got to get her going. Kicks it back out. A.J. Stevenson to line up the triple. It's no good. McGeorge another rebound.
Man, that was online. She had room around her, just couldn't execute. That's frustrating if you're a Georgetown fan.
This one's starting to get away from Georgetown. A 13-point lead for Campbellsville with 3:10 to go here in the first half.
And we saw yesterday during the Georgetown men's game against Shawnee how much effort it takes to come back when you're down so early in the ball game. We'll see if that's the case in this one, or if Georgetown can keep them at bay. That's not a good start.
And a pass down low to McGeorge, and she's able to finish once again, and the lead is up to 15. And Georgetown's going to have to find their purpose to reference that game as well.
Of course, you quoting great coach Delano Thomas for the Shawnee State men's basketball team, talking about how important that is, the 1-2 and the will. And the 1-2 is obviously there for the Tigers. It's the execution that just isn't quite getting it done.
Madison Darnell not able to finish, and the shooting woes continue for Georgetown. And with every rebound and foul call, the faithful from Campbellsville get a little bit louder and a little more rowdy, and timeout going to be called. And Jeff Nickel going to take a 30-second timeout and certainly try to find a way, if they can win this final 2:37, get back to within 10 possibly going to the break. They don't want to let this thing get over 20. Well, we really do owe it to our fine sponsors who have allowed us to bring you these broadcasts throughout the week. Let's get a chance to spotlight some of those sponsors today here in our Championship Monday.
How about it? Let's talk about Slim Chickens.
Let's talk about Slim Chickens. I've eaten it twice in the last 24 hours.
So I got to get Slim Chickens for the first time in my entire life today before this broadcast, and I'm so happy that they are partnering with the Mid-South to bring you this broadcast. The Slim Chickens brand prides itself on cooked-to-order fresh food and a strong, devoted fan base like Matt and myself, and we're all known as Slim enthusiasts. Slim Chickens has distinguished itself in the better chicken segment by offering high-quality food and 17 house-made dipping sauces. Find out more on the web at slimchickens.com or follow them on Facebook at Slim Chickens Bowling and on Twitter at Slim Chickens.
I know that people who are Slim enthusiasts, especially those of us who are chicken tender connoisseurs, get looked down upon in the fine dining crowds, but Slim Chickens has some of the best chicken tenders anywhere, and their Oreo milkshake, which I had for the first time today, is fantastic. So highly encourage you. I will probably have it again before I make my way out of Bowling Green tomorrow. Just spoiler alert, make sure they get that box ready for me. As Lauren Lee in the lane hits the floater, and it's a 17-point lead.
Lauren Lee off to a great start, her third knockdown field goal of the game to go along with 5 assists. Just a hot start for the first team all-conference recipient.
15 of 24 from the floor for Campbellsville. That is how you want to come out in a championship game. Grace White will look to get her team going. Down low, wide open, Darnell able to finish.
It's a good start for Georgetown to start to chip into this deficit, attack the post. They can't guard all of you down there. If you've got both Jackson and Darnell posting up down low, someone's going to have a better opportunity. Just got to find the right person and find the hot hand.
Darnell averaging almost a double-double this season, 9.8 points and 9.3 rebounds a game as Jasmine Elston comes up with a steal. To the other end, contact with Pettigo and an offensive foul. As Elston, after gaining the turnover, turns it back over on the other end.
And that's one way to cut down Elston's very quick transition offense. Stand in front of her, stand your ground, and take the hit. It's not going to be an easy way, obviously, but still, it's a good start for Campbellsville defensively. That's 2 fouls now also on Jasmine Elston as she will head out of the game.
That is a big loss for Georgetown, and she's going to probably have to miss the final 75 seconds of this first half. It feels like this is a pretty critical stretch in this game, and a 15-point game. Can't really let it get too much farther away if you want to have a chance to cut the nets down. Wilkes, skip pass. Nate Metz going to go down to the floor to give us some halftime interviews. Inside, Wilkes with a great catch but can't finish. Offensive rebound, the stick back again misses. 2 really good plays as Jeff Dickel screaming for a foul call there on Pettigo. A chance here for the Georgetown Tigers. Going to work off the glass, rattles around and drops in for Callie Jackson. A big bucket for Jackson to cut the deficit to 13 with 30 seconds left. About 6 seconds difference between shot clock and game clock. So it's possible that Georgetown could get one more possession before the half. Can they get a stop and a bucket to try to cut this down? Not if Lake has anything to say about it. The shot is missed though. Strong rebound, and they're going to push it quickly. Grace White, pass down low. Shot is up. Shot is good for Callie Jackson. 2 quick buckets for Georgetown. It's an 11-point game with 5 seconds left. Lauren Lee kicks it back. Lake will drive in. Free throw line jumper, no good. A strong finish to the first half for the Georgetown Tigers. Able to cut their deficit to 11. A great first half for Campbellsville. But Georgetown able to chip away a little bit to get it back to 11 points, and Nate Metz is down the floor with Campbellsville head coach Ginger High-Colvin.
Thanks, Matt. Here with Coach Ginger High-Colvin of the Tigers, who are off to a nice start. Talk about the defense starting off this game for you guys.
Well, I think it's on both ends. I think we're both really getting after it defensively, and that's what you got to do when you get to those final games. I think offensively, legs are a little bit tired, and you just want to get out and play good defense. And they're so good running up and down the floor. They're so quick in transition, really good shooters, penetrators. So we just have to stay locked in.
And then on the offensive side, able to attack the paint quite nicely. Can we see some more of that in the second half?
Yeah, we would love to. Obviously, Courtney Pritchett was on the bench with 2 fouls early, and we go through her a lot. So I'll be glad to be able to have her back out there. That'll help tremendously, and that way I'll have a little bit more in my rotations. I felt like my other 2 posts got a little bit tired without her in there, but did a good job.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. Best of luck.
Problem.
That's Ginger High Colvin, confident right now about her team as they lead by 11 at the break. Matt?
Thank you, Nate. And a good finish to the half for Georgetown. It was really starting to look like Campbellsville was going to be able to run away and hide. They got it up to about a 16-point lead and looked like maybe they were going to be able to get it over 20 and maybe wouldn't have a lot of drama in the second half. But Georgetown finishing strong, getting the deficit back down to 11 to at least give us something to talk about when we start second half action. We are going to step aside. The men's teams that are playing in the championship warming up now for that championship game. That'll be Thomas More and Georgetown coming up at 8 o'clock Central. But for now, we will step aside. We'll be back in about 10 minutes time or so with second half action of this women's championship game on the Mid-South Sports Network.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden ring. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Honey,
Yeah?
can you go to the store and get some ground beef?
Sure.
Hey, that's a lot of bags.
I figured while I was out, I would get groceries for the whole week.
Ground beef included in that?
Did I?
Crossroads IGA has everything you need in one convenient location. Crossroads IGA, a fresh way to shop.
Graves Gilbert Clinic and Western Kentucky Orthopedic and Neurosurgical Associates. Two organizations coming together as one team to provide the best sports medicine care for South Central Kentucky. Local physicians caring for athletes of all ages. From youth sports to weekend warriors to college and professional athletics, our physicians can get you back in action. When an injury sidelines your favorite athlete, we offer the same expert care that's provided to professional and Division I college athletes. Call today to get you back in action sooner.
Wendy's famous 4 for $4 welcomes the return of the Double Stack. In all its fresh, never frozen beef glory. Get it with nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $4. Order ahead in the Wendy's app.
Bowling Green is home to some of Kentucky's top attractions. If you're looking for a trip geared for family-friendly fun, there's no better place to be. For an even cooler thrill, head underground to Lost River Cave, where it's always 57 degrees. Let your family share the excitement and rich culture of Bowling Green, where there's a new adventure around every curve. Find out more at visitbgky.com.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden ring. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need. Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Honey,
Yeah?
can you go to the store and get some ground beef?
Sure.
Hey, that's a lot of bags.
I figured while I was out, I would get groceries for the whole week.
Ground beef included in that?
Crossroads IGA has everything you need in one convenient location. Crossroads IGA, a fresh way to shop.
Graves Gilbert Clinic and Western Kentucky Orthopedic and Neurosurgical Associates. Two organizations coming together as one team to provide the best sports medicine care for South Central Kentucky. Local physicians caring for athletes of all ages. From youth sports to weekend warriors to college and professional athletics, our physicians can get you back in action. When an injury sidelines your favorite athlete, we offer the same expert care that's provided to professional and Division I college athletes. Call today to get you back in action sooner.
Wendy's famous 4 for $4 welcomes the return of the Double Stack. In all its fresh, never frozen beef glory. Get it with nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $4. Order ahead in the Wendy's app.
Bowling Green is home to some of Kentucky's top attractions. If you're looking for a trip geared for family-friendly fun, there's no better place to be. For an even cooler thrill, head underground to Lost River Cave, where it's always 57 degrees. Let your family share the excitement and rich culture of Bowling Green, where there's a new adventure around every curve. Find out more at visitbgky.com.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden rings. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Honey,
Yeah?
can you go to the store and get some ground beef?
Sure.
Hey, that's a lot of bags.
I figured while I was out, I would get groceries for the whole week.
Ground beef included in that?
Did I?
Crossroads IGA has everything you need in one convenient location. Crossroads IGA, a fresh way to shop.
Graves Gilbert Clinic and Western Kentucky Orthopedic and Neurosurgical Associates. Two organizations coming together as one team to provide the best sports medicine care for South Central Kentucky. Local physicians caring for athletes of all ages. From youth sports to weekend warriors to college and professional athletics, our physicians can get you back in action. When an injury sidelines your favorite athlete, we offer the same expert care that's provided to professional and Division I college athletes. Call today to get you back in action sooner.
Wendy's famous 4 for $4 welcomes the return of the double stack. Then all its fresh, never frozen beef glory. Get it with nugs, fries, and a drink, all for just $4. Order ahead in the Wendy's app.
Bowling Green is home to some of Kentucky's top attractions. If you're looking for a trip geared for family-friendly fun, there's no better place to be. For an even cooler thrill, head underground to Lost River Cave, where it's always 57 degrees. Let your family share the excitement and rich culture of Bowling Green, where there's a new adventure around every curve. Find out more at visitbgky.com.
We are back live at the Studel Financial Arena. It is Championship Monday here at Bowling Green High School. At the half of the women's championship game, it is Campbellsville with a 37-26 lead over Georgetown. Matt Sexton back with you. Nate Metz is down on the floor. We will have an interview in just a couple of minutes with head coach Jeff Nickel of the Georgetown Tigers. Take a look at some of the stats while we're waiting for that interview. Georgetown 11 of 29 for the floor, 37%. 1 of 11 for three-point range. That's the one that really hurts. Campbellsville 15 of 28 from the floor, 3 of 7 from three-point range, and Nate Metz has found Jeff Nickel, and we'll get an interview right now with him.
Here with Coach Jeff Nickel. Coach, you guys built some good momentum going into the half. How do you sustain that?
We got to figure out a way to get fouls, get line. I mean, we had a couple, got McGeorge and them guys in foul trouble early on, but we wasn't able to draw any fouls the rest of the quarter, and we got to get to the free throw line. It's one of the things to score if the clock stop. And then they're not beating us off the initial set. They're beating us later in the possession, later in the clock. Guys are getting out of position and curling around, getting layups. So we got to stop them from scoring 5 feet and in. So if we can do a better job than that, we can get back in this. But we've got to really fight. They're a good team, and, they're a championship caliber team. So we got to step up this quarter in this half.
And then from shooting from the outside, 1 for 9 in the first half. A lot of good looks, though, it seemed. Is ball movement or anything like that a concern?
We're getting the looks that we want. I think the ball's sticking a little bit. We got to do a little bit better job of not standing, like when we are open, getting through and moving the basketball. But we leave an area, replace an area, and we got to do a little better job of that this half. So hopefully we can start out in the third quarter and get back in this thing.
Best of luck. Thanks, Coach. That's Coach Jeff Nickel, his team, building good momentum going into the third quarter. We'll see if they can win their 6th Mid-South Conference Championship for the Georgetown Tigers.
Thank you, Nate Metz. And run down the rest of those stats. Individual stats that first half. Lauren Lee leading the way for Campbellsville. Very balanced attack for the Campbellsville Tigers. 8 points, 5 assists for Lee. Ashley McGeorge, 7 points and 6 rebounds. Caitlin Wilkes, 6 points, 2 rebounds for Georgetown College. Grace White leading the way, 9 points and 3 assists. Madison Darnell, 7 points and 3 rebounds. Rebounding stats, Campbellsville leading 17-12 in rebounds. Turnovers are even, 5 apiece. Really nothing to speak of as far as points off the turnovers to be concerned one way or the other. Looked like Campbellsville was going to run away with it there late in the first half, but Georgetown getting the last couple of buckets of the first half has allowed them to pull back to within 11. But you heard Jeff Nichols' message to Nate Metz. Got to find a way to get some fouls, working inside, and you got to find a way to stop Campbellsville from getting the good looks that they were getting in half number 1. As we are ready to get started, Campbellsville will start with the ball to start the third quarter, moving from left to right. And we are back underway, an 11-point lead for Campbellsville. And there's a good way to start for Georgetown as it's a turnover, as Darnell able to get in the passing lane. Quickly to the other end, Grace White driving inside. White tries to dump it off, but Darnell not able to get there, and it's a turnover on each end to start the second half.
Immediately working to the paint, though. I'm liking the equation for Georgetown. Got a defensive stop, got a decent look. Again, execution going to be key.
So now 6 turnovers for each team after starting the third quarter with 1. Inside is Pritchett. It's not there. Pedigo will dribble across. Lee had a great first half. There's Lake, gets it inside. McGeorge can't get the tough finish. Offensive rebound by Pedigo.
No reason Pedigo should be getting that offensive rebound. None. Georgetown's got to do better on the defensive rebounding side.
And here's Lee. Had a great first half and gets the second half started with a bucket.
And that's what happens when you give the Tigers extra opportunities. Campbellsville, way too good of a team. They're ranked 5th in the NAIA because of that kind of grit, that kind of tenacity, that kind of one for those offensive boards.
13-point lead for Campbellsville. Callie Jackson hands it over to Grace White, using Jackson as a screen. White goes to work. Sophie Smith works it inside. Quick pass up top for White. White puts it on the floor. Spin move, only 3 on the timer, really nowhere near. But getting a pass off at the last minute and getting the finish by Madison Darnell.
Well, magic from Grace White, able to sling that over to the low block, and Darnell ready and waiting.
Big bucket there for Georgetown to get it back to an 11-point game. Played 90 seconds in this third quarter. Lauren Lee getting it done by scoring and distributing in that first half. Pass to Pedigo is tipped, but Pedigo will be able to chase it down. 4 on the timer. Pedigo with the left hand floater along the baseline. Bailey Pedigo.
Pedigo, perfect 3 for 3 to start her game. Looking strong in this first bit of the third quarter.
Back up to a 13-point advantage for Campbellsville. Grace White using the screen. Now will continue her dribble, and foul going to be called on that drive, and they will get Courtney Pritchett, who had some early foul trouble in half number 1 and picking up the first foul of half number 2.
We're sounding like broken records, Matt. It seems like every time you and Coach Ginger I. Colvin are talking about Courtney Pritchett, it's about foul trouble, always included. Hopefully she'll be able to clean that up, because it's not a conference championship game here lately without Courtney Pritchett in the picture.
Now McGeorge going to pick up a foul just like that, as Callie Jackson was able to spring free and McGeorge had to foul her. And that's her second foul, so one storyline to keep an eye on here early in the third quarter is potential foul trouble in the post players for Campbellsville.
And Coach Nichols seemed pleased with the fact that they were able to draw some fouls. It's a matter of not being able to get to the free throw line. Now Callie Jackson, a 74% free throw shooter, has a chance to chip into the deficit.
4 points and 7 rebounds in 18 minutes against Lindsey Wilson. First free throw is good for Callie Jackson, the freshman from Graves County High School.
And what an impact she's made almost immediately for this Georgetown team. In the post, from outside, can hit it from 3, can hit it from the free throw line. An impressive product.
Second one good as well. And again, ping-ponging back and forth between a 13-point and an 11-point game. It's back to 11. So we're under 8 minutes left here in the third. Pedigo picks up her dribble. Finally gets it to Lee. Pedigo gets it back. Has Lake in the corner. Bounce pass doesn't get there. Grace White able to take it away. 3-on-2. White dumps the pass off. Elston, tough shot. Can't get it to go. and Pedagogue saves it from going out of bounds and grabs the rebound.
White was a little too late on that decision-making, passing back to Elston. Needed a little bit more, need a little more conviction in that offensive play.
Three-pointer by Sarah Sutton was no good. It goes out of bounds to Georgetown, so it'll be the Georgetown Tigers to move the ball up the floor. With 7 minutes left in the third quarter, looking to get the deficit back to single digits. Jasmine Elston. Elston pulls up free throw line. Basket in the foul. Chance for Elston to go to the line. A three-point play.
Where's this been? Jasmine Elston finally getting a chance to go to the line. Amazing that her first free throw is going to come with 6:54 to go in the third, but better late than never.
Ginger High Colvin decides time for a 4-player substitution 3 minutes in. Lauren Lee, the only player who will remain in the game. Back to a 9-point game, and Jasmine Elston 78.8% from the free throw line. Niece of the late Reggie White, the legendary former Green Bay Packer and Philadelphia Eagle. Free throw no good. And the rebound pulled down by Maddie Boyle. Still, Georgetown has chipped away a little farther. Back to within 9. Entry pass to Wilkes. Great first half for Wilkes. Get past to the other side. Boyle. Calvert. Boyle now will drive. Nothing there. 10 on the timer. Calvert, great pass inside to Wilkes, who's able to finish.
So patient were the Campbellsville Tigers, resorting to the 5th look that they might have had. Excellent decision by Calvert, feeding it to the big, and Wilkes not letting her down.
Paying off the patience on offense. Great backdoor pass to White, who bumps into Wilkes and is still able to finish.
Good move by White again, embracing the contact, not getting too dismayed by the defender in front of her, and connecting for 2.
And back to a 9-point game. Somebody let Faith Lake go, but she decides to give it up. Lee, try Lake again. This time she'll take that shot. It doesn't get there. And a foul over the back against Campbellsville as Maddie Boyle going to be whistled for the infraction.
Fouls on Boyle, her first, team foul.
Only the first foul on Maddie Boyle, a junior from Milledgeville, Kentucky, Lincoln County High School. Spent some time at Kentucky Wesleyan. We're making her way to Campbellsville. Here's Grace White down the lane. White will pull up jumper, got it. Grace White really feeling it today. Has pulled Georgetown back to within 7.
And really one of the only Georgetown Tigers that have been feeling it from the floor. Now 6 for 10, nice game.
Now the Georgetown faithful starting to make some noise. That lob pass is knocked down, but unable to get there as Madison Darnell will stay with Campbellsville with 16 on the timer. Lead inbound. Get it in quickly to Boyle, and Darnell blocks it right back out of bounds.
Madison Darnell playing phenomenal defense on this possession. We'll see if they can continue to defend that low post. Sarah Sutton will check in for Faith Lake. See if Wilkes is the one maybe that they try to find on the low block with some space to operate.
He will lob it into Sutton, who will hand it back off to Lee. Up top, Maddie Boyle lines up the triple, left it short. Ball ends up in the hands of Darnell. Darnell will look to push as Georgetown looks to inch a little closer. Elston down the lane. Elston in traffic, can't get the tough shot to go. And Darnell somehow winning that ball back. Tough shot there and not able to get it to go. Nickel wanted a foul call, but Jackson didn't get the call, and Campbellsville has the ball.
Elston was open on the baseline if Jackson was able to get it to her, but Jackson having the one-track mind going to the hole. Not a bad idea, just, again, couldn't quite finish.
Lee tries to get it into Wilkes and just not able to do so. It goes out of bounds. It will go over to Georgetown, and that will take us to our first media timeout of half number 2. Georgetown making this thing interesting. They've gotten back to within 7. It's Campbellsville 43, Georgetown 36 here on the Mid-South Sports Network.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Shiny diamonds.
Golden ring.
The right selection. The finer things.
It's what you want.
It's what you need.
Jewelry barn and pawn shop.
Jewelry barn and pawn shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
4:35 left in quarter number 3 of this Mid-South Conference Women's Championship game, and Georgetown Tigers creeping back into this one. They are back to within 7 at 43-36. Nate Metz, how are they doing it?
Well, shot selection was a lot better. They were able to get inside, get into the paint, not rely on that three-point shot to bring them back in. How about Grace White? Again, 6 for 10, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Just a true contender for every award, as she should be. She is a great player, and I mentioned she's a turnover machine the last game that she's playing. She's taking care of the basketball this time around while disrupting on defense. Great combo for Georgetown, as they're now just down by 7. Gaining, 4 points now on the Tigers since the break. Will it continue, though? Let's find out.
I think that lead had gotten as large as 17 in the first half. Darnell down low draws the contact on Pritchett, and that is number 4 on Courtney Pritchett with 4:22 left in the third quarter.
And Pritchett hasn't missed a shot today. 5 points. It's been good for her. Only issue is she can't get out of foul trouble. 4 fouls for her, and this might be the last we see of her until maybe the 7-6 minute mark, depending on where the game is.
Absolutely. I mean, at the very least, she's not coming back till the fourth quarter. So big development here. Midway through this third quarter, as the first free throw for Darnell is good. Certainly doing what the coach asked of them, to get to the free throw line and try to work more foul trouble on the post players of Campbellsville.
And Pritchett not often in foul trouble, averaging just under 2 fouls per game. So it's not like this has been a problem for her in the past. Something kind of new. It's certainly an interesting wrinkle after those free throws went in.
It's a 5-point game with 4:15 to go here in the third, as Georgetown continues to push their way forward. Calvert skip past to Pedigo. It got there somehow. Calvert will get it back. 17-footer left side, might have been partially blocked. It goes out of bounds, and it will go over to Georgetown.
Momentum certainly swinging in favor of the orange and black. Opportunity to make it a 1-score game if they can find a bucket.
Nate Metz, it was 37-20 Campbellsville with 2:12 left in the second quarter.
But, Matt, you talked about how important those last 75 seconds were into going into halftime and then into the break. As Smith will try to, oh no, she's going to lose it, trying to find Jackson.
Unable to get there as Pedigo comes up with the ball first. Chance for Campbellsville to get things going the right way, and Calvert able to finish as it crawls over the rim and drops in.
Calvert certainly not the biggest player on the court, but she's got heart, she's got hustle, and she's able to get the basket.
On another loose possession from Georgetown, the tie-up, and Campbellsville. Well, the arrow on the scoreboard is different than the arrow on the floor, evidently, because the arrow on the scoreboard points toward Campbellsville. But the arrow on the floor giving it to Georgetown, so not the first scoreboard-related issue we've had this weekend, but stay with Georgetown. 22 on the timer, 3:24 left in the third. 7-point game. We're trailing by 17 in the first half. Elston somehow finding a way to get that one to go.
Again, body control, going in so violently, but having a light touch at the hoop. Great job by Elston to answer right on back.
5-point game, 2-3 zone here from Georgetown.
They can shoot out of it. We'll see if they're able to get it done.
Sutton, Calvert, great bounce pass to Pedigo, up and under and in.
Bailey Pedigo, 5'7", but a guard really more than anything. Able to slip past a couple of defenders and score on the low post. How about it?
Back to a 7-point game. White works it in aggressively. The move, just a shot left too short that time by Jackson. Now Campbellsville will try to push that lead back out to 9 or 10 points. And there's a foul away from the ball on Callie Jackson.
Foul is on Jackson, her second.
It's only 2 on Callie Jackson, so certainly not quite cause for concern yet. 2:31 to go, and that is only the first foul at Georgetown. Meanwhile, Campbellsville has 5 in the quarter. So any more fouls on Campbellsville will be free throws for Georgetown for the final 2:30 of this third quarter. Campbellsville with the possession as Lee gets to Pedigo, and now we'll take it back and we'll set things up with 10 on the timer. 2:15 left in the third. Lee spins on White, crosses over, tough shot in the lane, left it just short. Good box out by Jackson with the rebound.
Excellent work by Jackson boxing out. You called it, Matt. Just a wonderful defensive play as she's able to secure it and get her team another trying to make it a 5-point game here.
Deep inside, great post up by Darnell, who's able to finish.
Madison Darnell, very accurate shooter, 4 for 7, 5 for 6 from the free throw line. Moving quite nicely for the Georgetown Tigers.
Georgetown fans loud, but nobody louder right now than Jeff Nickel, just yelling at his team on defense, trying to get him in the right positions, and that one just a little late for Darnell. Didn't quite get there in time and commits the foul.
Yeah, there was, and that's frustrating for Georgetown fans, and I know the Georgetown coaches as I see him right now. Not quite pleased with that. Ashley McGeorge for Campbellsville ended up getting a non-call or a no-call on a similar kind of situation. In this case, not working out in favor of GC, but they're tough. They'll be all right. Still a very competitive third quarter.
Sutton up top. Have to keep an eye on her there if they're Georgetown. She likes that three-pointer right at the top of the key. See if they work it to get her that shot.
If they're going to play a zone, they're certainly going to invite that.
Lee, tough shot, can't get it to go. And the rebound grabbed by McGeorge, but they will call her over the back, and that is number 3 on Ashley McGeorge with 1:22 left in the third.
And maybe it's not a makeup call per se, because that's pretty clearly a foul on McGeorge. However, after Coach Nickel and company, raise awareness about that, this is going to at least let the officials know to maybe keep an eye on number 25 going forward.
Well, maybe more importantly, as I mentioned a moment ago, Georgetown is in the penalty for the remainder of this third quarter, so it'll be 2 free throws on that over-the-back foul.
And I was going to say, and for McGeorge, that's 4 fouls for her too. So
both
both Pritchett
4.
and McGeorge incurring 4 fouls already, and Matt, we're not even to the fourth quarter yet.
I stand correct. I thought that was only 3 on McGeorge, but it's actually 4, so she's gone to the bench. So the 2 post starters for Campbellsville having to sit and watch with 4 fouls. Jackson a little strong on the second free throw. Bodies hit the floor, and Wilkes able to grab the rebound. It's going to be a big time for Caitlin Wilkes. She's going to have to carry the load for a little while as Lauren Lee able to draw the contact and the foul.
I don't like the shot selection at all, because if she doesn't get that foul call, she's looking silly. But good job by Lee to gun in, end up drawing the contact, and get to the free throw line for 2, where she's an 83% shooter on the year.
Certainly somebody you want on the line if you're Campbellsville. First of 2 free throws. Push that lead back up again. It's gotten down to 4, and the first one is no good.
And Matt, she's 2 for 5 from the line this game.
Very unlike Lauren Lee, junior from Casey County. Liberty, Kentucky. 8.7 points per game, but of course a distributor. More than 150 assists on the season. Second one, good as you would expect. A 5-point lead for Campbellsville with 70 seconds left in the third. Grace White will drive hard. White now has run out of options. We'll have to pass it up top. Jackson puts it on the floor. Kicks it out. Sophie Smith for 3, and it misses everything. Hustle play there for White, but Faith Lake gets there first. Chance for Campbellsville. Had numbers for a moment, have to back it back out. Now they work it down low for Wilkes. Wilkes in the lane. Nice touch. It crawls over the rim and goes.
Good work by Wilkes. Felt the defender right behind her. Knew she had positioning on Jackson and able to put it up and in.
Campbellsville used this final 40 seconds or so to continue to extend the lead, but Jackson knocks down the mid-range jumper.
She is showing such poise. I mean, I would believe that she was a senior out there on the floor. A little jab step and pull up on the baseline for a post player. Man, looking really, really sharp.
Chance for a 2-for-1 here, if you will, because they're going to get the last possession of the third. They'll get the first possession of the fourth. So can they get a couple buckets to push this up closer to a 10-point game? Or could Georgetown's defense continue to get the stops it needs? And that entry pass, it was kicked. Doesn't do anything with the shot clock. Of course, that's long since been turned off, but with 4 seconds left, Campbellsville will have to inbound underneath their own basket.
I think that's fine defense by Grace White. Knock them out of rhythm. Don't let them get into their groove for the final 4 seconds.
Lee gets it into Lake, who finishes. Nobody had her. Way too easy as Faith Lake with a big bucket to end the third quarter. And it pushes the Campbellsville lead up to 7. Campbellsville 52, Georgetown 45. The fourth quarter is next here on the Mid-South Sports Network.
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Shiny diamonds. Golden ring. The right selection. The finer things. It's what you want. It's what you need.
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop.
Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop. Twice the jewelry, half the price. Go Bowling Green, Kentucky.
10 minutes remaining in regulation. Campbellsville with a huge bucket to end the third quarter has pushed its lead back up to 7. It's been as large as 17 in the first half. Georgetown's found a way to chip away, Nate Metz, but can they continue to chip away and get all the way back in this game?
Well, they're going to have to figure out something on the boards because right now a 25-14 advantage on the rebounds for the Campbellsville Tigers helps them out significantly. They did lose that quarter by 4 points, but we were talking during the break. Is Georgetown going to be able to outscore Campbellsville by 7 in the fourth quarter? They're going to have to, obviously, if they want to win this Mid-South Conference championship. We'll see how these 10 minutes show out.
And, of course, they're going to have to try to get another defensive stop as Campbellsville will start with the ball to start the fourth quarter. And there's Faith Lake, who hit the big shot at the end of 3. Entry pass to Wilkes. Got it to go.
Very friendly roll off of the iron. And now it's a 9-point ball game with 9:30 to go. Tigers got to answer.
Caitlin Wilkes stepping up big time with Ashley McGeorge and Courtney Pritchett sitting on the bench with 4 fouls. Jasmine Elston going to work on Pedigo. Basket and the foul.
What a matchup between Elston and Pedigo, both of which very crafty players, good distributors of the basketball. I'd say Elston's got her a little bit more on the scoring side significantly, but both great defenders, great players, and great representatives of the Mid-South Conference. Elston winning that battle. Let's see if she can knock in the free throw.
And the free throw is good for Elston, who had 22 points in their semifinal win over Lindsey Wilson. Going to need a fourth quarter that's similar to those kind of lines if Georgetown's going to come all the way back in this one, down to a 6-point game. There's Lexi Lake. Lauren Lee goes to work, and now Lee will back it out. 10 on the timer. Faith Lake inside to Wilkes. Darnell able to get the ball for a moment, but not able to control it, so the clock should stay at 7 seconds. 9:01 left. Here comes Sutton and Maddie Boyle back in for Campbellsville.
Well, we've seen that 4 seconds was enough time going into the third quarter for Campbellsville to score under that basket. Will 7 seconds be enough?
Got some well-designed entry plays under the basket. Up top, Maddie Boyle. 3 on the timer. Boyle drives. Boyle the shot. Can't get it to go. But she will go to the free throw line for 2 as Elston picks up her third. Boyle will go to the free throw line. 75% right on the dot. Again, spent some time at Kentucky Wesleyan. Or making her way to Campbellsville. First one good. Seven points a game.
Yeah, hitting free throws when they count. That's the important thing. Averages, I know they're important for fans to know. It's good for you and I to talk about, but got to put all that behind you. This is what it all comes down to. Got to convert.
Second one rims out. 7-point game. Campbellsville on top. 8:50 to go in regulation. Jasmine Elston. Elston will go to work. Pull up just inside the free throw line. It's too strong, and Pedigo will grab the rebound.
Georgetown's lucky they didn't get called for a foul there. Good work by Pedigo to get the better defensive positioning.
Bailey Pedigo for a long two. It's good.
Nice job by Pedigo. She has played in this game before. She knows what it takes to put her team over the hump. And they are looking to win their first Mid-South Conference championship since 2019. How about that?
That was a good piece of officiating, too. Saw the toe on the line as Elston missed the three at the other end. Sutton for a big one. Can't get that one to go. Tipped around. Lee, the rebound. Gets it down to Wilkes, and a foul going to be called. And Jackson will pick up the foul, and Wilkes will go to the line.
Wilkes in the right place at the right time, and it's good for her to get to the line. But that play made by Lauren Lee could have easily pulled up from the free throw line, like we're going to see Wilkes do right about now. But instead, playing her style, distributing to her teammate who she knows can do it all. And Wilkes able to convert the first to make it a 10-point ball game.
13 points and 3 rebounds, leading Campbellsville in scoring, and having to do so with her two post teammates, the starters for Campbellsville, sitting on the bench with 4 fouls. And Ginger High Colvin can leave them there for now because they're up by 11 with 8 minutes to go. Grace White. Georgetown going to have to get it going on the offensive end again. There's Jackson working on Sutton, offensive foul. And the Campbellsville faithful are out of their seats.
So an 11-point game, offensive foul called. And Lauren Lee, heck, that's 4 fouls on Callie Jackson. But Lauren Lee, what a game she has had. 11 points, 11 assists, a double-double for her when it matters most.
And I don't know if she's come off the floor. Like, they've subbed like crazy, but it seems like every time they bring in 4 subs, she's the one that's still out there. Here's Lee through traffic, basket and a foul. Lauren Lee does it all. And she'll go to the line to make it a 3-point play.
Now Georgetown, their 4th foul of the quarter. So from here on out, any defensive foul will put Campbellsville on the free throw line. Free throw's good from Lee, converting. It's certainly something to watch, as Georgetown stayed out of foul trouble as a team or individually, but this 4th quarter kind of getting away from them.
Can Lauren Lee and Caitlin Wilkes split the player of the game trophy? I feel like you just cut it right down the middle. Georgetown going to have a big shot right here from Stevenson, and it rims out and goes back in for 3.
That ball hung on the rim for a solid full second. A lot of tense moments across the gym, especially on the Georgetown side. Nice knockdown, though.
That was big shot. They had to have it. Now an 11-point game. Now Georgetown needs stops. Sutton. Maddie Boyle inside to Wilkes. Good catch, good shot. Not that time. It rims out. Grace White the rebound. Here's White. Kicks it back. Can Stevenson make it 2 for 2? She's got it. Back to an 8-point game.
Hey, better late than never to knock down 2 threes. They had only hit 1 before these straight 6 points. Good work by Campbellsville, and we'll see a couple key players, by Georgetown. We'll see a couple key players for Campbellsville check in at the next dead ball.
George and Pritchett with 4 fouls, both sitting at the scorer's table. Up top, Lee having a monster game. Lee gets it inside 3 on the timer. Wilkes with the finish.
Another assist going to Lee. Mark it 12 for her in the ball game, but Wilkes powering through the tight contact.
Grace White can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, and a foul going to be called. As Lanversite, who we've not seen a lot of today, able to grab that offensive board, and we'll go to the line for 2.
And I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen her as much, because I know it's not a great matchup, but without her physicality on the low post, it can allow players like McGeorge and Wilkes to just run wild. Good work for her to get to the free throw line as Wilkes will check out.
A good round of applause from the Campbellsville faithful. For the 2nd time today, Wilkes getting that round of applause coming out. And well-deserved as Lanversite gets the first one to go.
Friendly spin for Lanversite, keeping him at least within a prayer's chance. Trying to make it an 8-point game.
Second one is no good. And there's McGeorge. Feels like it's the first time in a long time I said McGeorge with the rebound. Lee, contact, throws it up, no good, out of bounds to Georgetown with 5:51 to go. Another thing, Nate, we have not had our floating media timeout because we've had no call timeouts in the second half.
Indeed, we have not. So at the next dead ball, it will be a full 60-second break. And then under 5, we'll have that other 60-second break, correct?
Well, the first call timeout will give us that floater, and then the 60-second break will also happen under 5.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah. So we'll definitely get the under 5. The question whether we get the other one is just going to depend on when the first call timeout of this fourth quarter is.
Kind of
Who
funky
knows?
how that works, right?
It's a strange one, honestly, and I've seen it messed up at the Division I level, so it's something the scores table definitely has to keep tabs on. Speaking of keeping tabs on this score, it's a 9-point game. Georgetown got to keep having fruitful possessions as White is not able to finish. And McGeorge back in. She's actually tripped up by Lee. They both go down, but thankfully for Campbellsville fans, McGeorge able to get rid of the ball first. Now Lee, slow it down. And whistle, and there is our first call timeout of the second half, and that will take us to a media break.
Yeah, that's not a bad move by Coach Ginger High-Colvin because you're really going to get out of, 14, maybe a little bit more seconds of gameplay. You're going to get a bunch of really long breaks, help get her team back refueled, back ready for this final stretch. It's going to be a good one, Matt. No one's safe quite yet. Campbellsville have been in control for the majority of this ball game, but I'm like what Georgetown's been able to do to keep it at least relatively close.
Let's take a moment to talk about Studel Financial Services. Of course, it's that time of year where you're thinking about tax preparation. Well, Studel Financial Services can handle your tax preparation professionally for individuals, businesses, IRAs, annuities, retirement and estate planning, tax planning, and payroll. Come see us in a laid-back professional environment with down-to-earth people just like you who have the confidence to provide you with the best service and accuracy. Find them online at StudelFinancial.com. We want to thank our friends at Studel Financial that not only sponsor the Mid-South Conference Tournament, but also sponsor this arena as well, the Studel Financial Arena. 5:14 left here in the fourth. It's been a valiant effort from Georgetown to try to come back in this second half after being down 17 points in the first half. They've gotten close, but they haven't been able to get all the way over the hump. The question is, can they in this final 5:14?
Yeah, we'll see, and a lot of it's going to be the emotional side of things. Can you just continue to play your kind of basketball? Can you not let the moment get too big? I know that a lot of fans have traveled here to Bowling Green to cheer you on, to cheer against you even maybe. How do you deal with all of that? How do you put all of those emotions aside and get back into it?
Lauren Lee, Courtney Pritchett with 4 fouls. Pritchett can't get it to go. And Elston will come racing out with a rebound. Elston all the way to the basket, lays it in.
Campbellsville's got to get back in transition defense quicker, and I don't know if they can get back in transition defense quick enough because Elston just so darn fast.
Well, the other thing, too, is McGeorge couldn't challenge her at the basket. She had to let her go because she couldn't foul her. To the other end, contact, blocking foul on Pedigo. And that will send Madison Darnell to the free throw line when we return. 4:44 remaining in regulation. Campbellsville 64, Georgetown 57 on the Mid-South Sports Network.
New jalapeno popper chicken sandwich and salad prove Wendy's goes all in on flavor. Unlike...
We put a bun inside the sandwich. Bun, bun, bun.
Hurry into Wendy's and try the new jalapeno popper chicken duo today.
How's it going?
I just came from another dealership and I can't find what I want.
Let's go out there and see if we have some for you.
I think I need something with fuel economy. I'm gonna need more space. This might be too much for me.
What about this one?
This is it! This is the one! I love it!
.44 left in this women's championship game here at the Studel Financial Arena, and it's Campbellsville looking to hang on to win the championship of the Mid-South Conference. They lead 64-57 over Georgetown. Georgetown does have 2 free throws coming up out of this timeout. Nate Metz, what stands out to you on the stat sheet?
Well, Georgetown has closed the gap a bit since that halftime break. Currently just down by 7. They were down by 11, but that's right where they were going into the fourth quarter. They got to do a little bit more. And Matt, we were talking about how they are shooting a little bit better right now, shooting 22 of 49 from the floor for 45%. Let's just see if they're able to maybe get a couple of extra offensive rebounds. Can Madison Darnell, knowing that Ashley McGeorge and Courtney Pritchett have 4 fouls each, can she get some second chance opportunities? And also, can they convert from the free throw line? Good start for Darnell.
I think you're going to see them do what they've done recently, and that's take the ball inside and try to force those 2 with 4 fouls, either commit a foul or maybe let them go. Second free throw, no good. Grace White races down the offensive rebound.
It's a matter of wanting it more.
Elston in the lane, pull-up jumper, too strong, kind of in between, banking it in and making it. Pettigo the rebound. And that was a big stop for Campbellsville, holding on to that 6-point lead. Down to 4:25 to go. Lexi Lake, Elston, Campbellsville faithful wanted a foul call. Lauren Lee, Pritchett looking down low. Now we'll get it to McGeorge just inside the free throw line. McGeorge, contact, offensive foul. Ashley McGeorge's night is finished.
Second time in a row we've seen her get DQ'd. 5 fouls for her in the last game, five fouls for her in this one, and it comes at a pretty big moment. Now that will not lead to free throws for Georgetown, even though that was the 5th foul against Campbellsville in the quarter, because of course a player control foul does not create that situation. But going forward, anything defensively will send the Tigers of GC to the line.
6-point deficit for Georgetown, 4 minutes remaining in regulation. Stevenson hands off to Elston. He's going to try to get it to White, but Pettigo had it cut off. Now Elston goes to work. Pettigo tries to get in there. Grace White steps back. Elston thought about the 3. Now inside, Darnell down deep. Shot is up and good.
And Pritchett had to give her a little bit of room, knowing that her teammate had just fouled out, and she couldn't do the exact same thing. 4-point ball game.
And the fans trying to get up for Georgetown. The bench cheering, telling them get up out of the seats, make some noise here in the Stutel Financial Arena. Here's Lee turning the corner, has some space, and a foul going to be called on Grace White and Lauren Lee to the free throw line.
And that stop, had there been a stop, the Georgetown Tigers would have snatched all momentum and run with it. Really looking to make it a 1-score game. Unfortunate there for Grace White. I thought she had pretty good positioning. Really, that could have been a no call, and I think that obviously the Campbellsville fans wouldn't have been pleased with it. But when those 50-50 calls don't go your way, how do you respond? We'll see next time out.
Now, Ginger High-Colvin going to go offense for defense with Pritchett as she pulls her out, puts Sutton in. But Pritchett holding down the coach's seat right at the very front of the bench. And that's where she's probably going to stay until they get back on offense as Lee does what she does, knocks down a couple of clutch free throws with 3:24 to go. 6-point lead for Campbellsville. Again, Georgetown trailed by 17 in the first half, 37-20. Really looked lost at that point for Georgetown. Stevenson inside, off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound, it's good.
Where has that been all game for Georgetown? Just a 6th offensive foul for them, offensive rebound in the game for the Tigers. But it comes at a huge moment.
4-point game, under 3 minutes remaining. Maddie Boyle, Lauren Lee. See if they can work it into Wilkes. She'll set the high ball screen. Sutton looks inside. Lee will get a free throw line. 7 on the timer. Lee gets stuck with her dribble. Maddie Boyle has to put one at the end of the timer. It's no good. And the rebound chased down. That's Landversite that grabs it. Georgetown can get back to within a possession on this trip down the floor. A.J. Stevenson forced one up there. That was well short, and Sutton able to save it inbounds.
And not a terrible look. Not a terrible look at all.
Don't think she was in rhythm on that one. Kind of forced that one from a little bit deep. And every possession is so valuable for Georgetown. Entry pass to Wilkes. Wilkes muscles her way up and gets it to go.
Through tons of contact, too. She is sublime at this moment.
It's been a monster game for Lee and Wilkes that have allowed Campbellsville to lead by 6. White in the lane, hits the floor, no call. And the rebound comes out. Pettigo will bring it into the front court. And now a chance for Campbellsville. And an offensive foul as they're going to call Wilkes down low, trying to create some position. Well, it sure looked like Campbellsville was going to be able to take that clock down to maybe 120 or so. And then immediately at the beginning of the possession, they get called for a charge. And a 30-second timeout going to be taken by Jeff Nickel. He's got 2 of them remaining, so still plenty of timeouts. But what a wild finish in Campbellsville. Georgetown still have a chance in this one. Georgetown only down by 6 with 1:47 left.
They do. They've got at least a chance, and that's all you can ask for in these big moments. Georgetown trying to win their first Mid-South Conference championship on the women's basketball side since 2008. It has been a long time. A different world back then in 08 when not everyone had an iPhone and Twitter wasn't as big of a deal as it is right now. And just totally turning around this team is Jeff Nickel. I got to say, win, lose, he has done some tremendous things for this Georgetown women's basketball program. Immediately having success, immediately getting them into the conversation. Will it be enough to take down the Campbellsville Tigers? I'm not sure. Coach Heikoven wanting another championship. This will be the 6th for Campbellsville if they're able to hold on. 6-point lead, 107 seconds to play.
Grace White will take the entry pass. Georgetown doesn't have to rush, but they need good shots relatively quickly. Oh, Elston came off the screen for 3, left it short. Calvert the rebound. And now a chance for Campbellsville to try to burn some clock. They can take it down close to a minute. And a bucket here would really make it tough for Georgetown. Lauren Lee, Shyla Calvert. Calvert has it poked free by Elston. Elston to the other end. Elston all the way. Elston lays it in.
Jasmine Elston been doing this the whole tournament. Nothing new.
It's a 4-point game. Neither team with a foul to give, so free throws would come on any foul, but it looks like Georgetown is going to play this out defensively. Now, if you're not, you certainly don't want to foul Lauren Lee. That's a poor life decision. Bailey Pettigo, 10 on the timer, 45 left in regulation. Lauren Lee, bounce pass inside. Wilkes goes to work. I'm sorry, that's Pritchett back in. Can't get it to go. Stevenson the rebound, 35 seconds left. Stevenson thought about pulling up, gets it off to Darnell, inside basket and the foul! It's a 2-point game, and Madison Darnell will go to the line to try to make it a 1-point game with 29 seconds remaining.
Wow, what a game Madison Darnell is having. Not only does she have 6 rebounds and has she been able to hit her free throws, but just contributing all around 18 points and playing stellar defense for Coach Nickel and the GC Tigers.
Credit should go to A.J. Stevenson, who nearly made a rough choice by pulling up at the top of the key. I thought she was going to put that 3 up, only because there were people coming behind her to try to knock it away, as Nate Metz is going to go down in the event this ends here in regulation. The free throw is no good, and Ginger Heikoven will call a timeout and advance the ball with 28.3 seconds left. And we will keep it right here with a 30-second timeout. Oh, they're going to make it a full timeout. So let's reset the situation here. It is a 2-point lead for Campbellsville with 28.3 seconds left. Both teams are over the limit. No fouls left to give for either side. In a held ball situation, the alternating possession arrow is with Georgetown. So Georgetown would get the tie-up. Well, they would get the ball if there is a tie-up. Again, Campbellsville is going to advance the ball to midcourt. And if Georgetown cannot get a steal immediately after the inbounds pass, they will have to foul. Looking at who's in the game right now based on who's sitting down, Sarah Sutton is an 80% free throw shooter. Courtney Pritchett is an 88% free throw shooter. Faith Lake is an 81% free throw shooter. Lauren Lee, 82% free throw shooter. And Bailey Pettigo, 73%. But she's such a clutch player that you almost feel like she might be over 80% in these situations. So not a lot of good choices, but you don't really have any choice at this point. If you're Georgetown, if you can't get the steal or force a 5-second call, going to have to foul an 80+% free throw shooter. On the day, Campbellsville is 11 of 17 from the line, so a little below their average at 64.7%. 28.3 seconds left. The Campbellsville faithful, the Georgetown faithful, heck, the Thomas More faithful here for the second game. Everybody on their feet here at the Stuttle Financial Arena in what has turned into a classic. Campbellsville jumped out to a 17-point lead in the first half, and it really looked like they were going to run away and hide. We give a lot of credit to this Georgetown team for scratching and clawing their way back into this one as the officials are working out something at the table. And we'll try to see if we can figure out. So I think they had the number of timeouts wrong on the board, and they've now fixed it. So there's only one timeout remaining for Campbellsville. Only really becomes an issue if they can't get it inbounds or if they need to advance the ball later. So we will see who will they foul. If they can't get it in, they get it inbounds. Pritchett has it. No foul yet, 25 seconds. Gonna have to hurry. Pritchett's gonna run across the floor and burn some clock. Now she's picked up her dribble. Now she's in some trouble. Finally getting it away to Lee with 16 seconds. They've got a foul, and they finally do. They wasted so much time. Now only 15 seconds remaining. I mean, again, it's pick your poison. You know you've got 4 80+% free throw shooters and a 73% shooter who may be one of the most clutch players in the tournament on the floor. You can't really choose for too long. Once you don't get that turnover, you got to foul. But they do foul finally, and that sends Lauren Lee to the line, 82.3%. First one on the way, and she's got it. If she makes this second one, you can bet the farm that Georgetown will take a timeout to advance the ball to half court. Even if she misses it and they rebound, they will. And she didn't miss it, she got it. It's a 4-point game, and Georgetown takes its second timeout. And that will allow them to advance the ball. And it is a 30-second timeout taken by Georgetown. What a great game this has turned out to be. It's a good time to remind you, whether you're planning to purchase your first home, build a new home, or hoping to set up a new residence, Community Trust Bank offers a variety of financing terms and options. For more information, visit them online at ctbi.com. Community Trust Bank is proud to be a Mid-South Conference partner. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in over the weekend, including tonight. Matt Sexton with you. Nate Metz will be courtside with an interview. Will it be in 15 seconds? Will there be overtime in this championship game? Georgetown's got some work to do to get there, though, down by 4. Elston gets it on the entry pass. Elston gets all the way to the basket and lays it in with 11.1 seconds to go, and Bailey Pettigo quickly calls a timeout. That is the final timeout for Campbellsville. They will advance the ball to half court. And Campbellsville's lead is 2 once again at 70-68. And again, just a reminder, no fouls to give for either team. Fouls for both sides will be 2 shots. And again, the alternating possession arrow, if it comes into play, would give the ball to Georgetown. This has turned into a great one. I hope you've enjoyed it. Especially if you're a neutral watching this one, maybe with no rooting interest, you probably have enjoyed it. It's been a really good one. If you're a Campbellsville fan, if you're a Georgetown fan, you're probably sitting on the edge of your seat, might not even be sitting at all. A lot of the people here at the Stuttle Financial Arena are certainly not using any part of their seat at the moment. We're so glad you've joined us throughout the weekend, what has been a great tournament. And of course, these two teams will have one eye on the national tournament, which starts next week. One of these two will take a Mid-South Conference championship and auto bid into that tournament. There's 11.1 seconds left. Georgetown will have to either get an immediate steal or an immediate foul. And it is taken away by Grace White. White to the other end. White is blocked by Pritchett with 6.4 seconds left. Georgetown will have a chance to tie or take the lead. And a timeout called by Jeff Nickel with 6.4 seconds left. Oh, college basketball in March. Does it get any better? We're not quite to March yet, but we are close enough to feel the madness. And maybe this is a preview of what madness is going to look like across college basketball. The best time of year, conference tournaments. getting started, the Mid-South Conference getting it started right. And again, I hate to keep harping on it, but it was a 17-point game in the first half, and it sure looked like Campbellsville was going to run away with this one. Like they were going to push it above 20, and it was going to be over. It's somehow, some way, the Georgetown Tigers have found a way to chip away bit by bit. And with 6.4 seconds left, they can tie it and send it to overtime, or they can win it. There are no timeouts left for either team. So this 6.4 seconds is going to happen. It also means that Georgetown's got to get the ball inbounds first and foremost. They do not have a timeout. It is Pedigo, Pritchett, Faith Lake, Lauren Lee, and Lexi Lake on the floor for Campbellsville. Jasmine Elston, Grace White. We'll get the rest when they break the huddle. Jalen Lambersite, Madison Darnell, AJ Stevenson. With 6.4 seconds left. Elston inbound, looking to try to get it to White. Lobs it to White with 6 seconds. Grace White lobs it inside Darnell. Shot in traffic, it's no good! It's no good, and Campbellsville has won the Mid-South Conference Championship. Jeff Nickel goes after the officials. He wanted a foul call, and there was no foul called. And the Campbellsville Tigers hold on by the slimmest of margins. And Ginger High Colvin with words of encouragement for Madison Darnell, who played such a great game and had a great look and certainly some contact, but no call. And the Campbellsville Tigers have won the Mid-South Conference Championship in a classic, 70-68 over the Georgetown Tigers. But man, does Georgetown deserve a ton of credit for the way they battled back in a game that they easily could have got blown out of. It looked like for sure that they were headed to a blowout loss in the first half. But Jeff Nickel and his team deserve a ton of credit for the way they battled back. But it tonight belongs to Campbellsville. A 70-68 win. And Eric Ward will present the Player of the Game award.
Outstanding Player of the Tournament award.
Actually, they're going to do the Outstanding Player of the Tournament award first.
The Mid-South Conference is presenting the award this evening.
And we will see who it is.
The tournament averaging 16.7 points per game and 10 rebounds per game in 3 games. Chose the number 25,
Ashley McGeorge is the Player of the Tournament. And boy, you have to feel for her. Certainly wanted to have a great championship game and got into foul trouble, ended up fouling out of the game. You could tell just the look on her face when she went out. But now the tears of joy, knowing that she's had a huge part in bringing this championship to Campbellsville. The presentation at midcourt, our own Nate Metz will have a chance once again to talk to Ashley McGeorge. What a great tournament that young lady had. And man, you look at this Campbellsville team, what kind of damage can they do in the NAIA National Tournament? And we're going to go down to Nate Metz and Ashley McGeorge.
Thanks, Matt. Down here with Ashley McGeorge after the Campbellsville Tigers are back on top, winning the Mid-South Conference Championship. Talk about the emotions right now.
It's unreal. It's truly unreal. I've played 5 years, and we won one before, but this one's, it's unlike any other. I love my team, and we are thrilled.
And that's what it's all about. I saw you hug Coach Ginger High Colvin. You guys both come from the same hometown even.
Yeah.
Just talk about how special that bond is between you and your head coach.
She's made me a better person. being where I am with her, and she's made me a better ball player, and it's just super special.
That's what it's all about. Go celebrate with your team. Again, averaging a double-double in this entire tournament. Best of luck in the national tournament.
Thank you.
That's Ashley McGeorge, our player of the tournament, not just the game, but of the tournament. What an entire time in Bowling Green she had. I mean, you saw right there the emotions with her and her coach and her entire team. This is a Tiger squad that can go very, very far into March. And with that kind of heart and the execution that we saw down on the floor on both offense and defense, they have what it takes to make another run at a national championship. Matt, back to you.
Thank you, Nate Metz. And again, another presentation going on. T-shirts have gone on as they have the championship shirts, and the Tigers will go out and get their banner and their trophy that'll go in the trophy case. They hope it's the first of 2 trophies to go into that trophy case this year. And who's to argue with Campbellsville as one of the favorites to win the national tournament? And congratulations to Ginger High Colvin and the Campbellsville Tigers. And they're trying to get coaches out there to be in the team picture. What a moment for Campbellsville. And again, what heart and determination from Georgetown to come back and make this an absolute classic when it really looked by all accounts that it was not going to be. We were really thinking it wasn't going to happen. That run at the end of the first half, it got it back to 11, and then they came out strong in the third. But even then, down by 9 in the fourth quarter. They outscored Campbellsville 23-18 in the fourth, but needed one more bucket to find its way in to tie the game and send it to overtime. But that bucket didn't come. But again, no shortage of heart and determination from Georgetown. And now we've got a selfie going on out there because it's 2022, and those are the things we do in 2022. And now we'll get